Hi everyone, it's Carrie with My Friends Call Me Martha, and I'm here today with day 5 of our handmade holiday gifts. So I am super excited to share with you today this adorable little Kate cup holder with a little chocolate. I still haven't figured out how to pronounce these chocolates. Feel free to leave a comment maybe and phonetically tell me how you pronounce that. So we are going to do that today, and I'm combining two of my favorite things from the latest catalog. The Kindest Gnome set with the candy cane sweet paper. You'll see there's some great stripes, mini candy canes. This one is my favorite, which is what we'll be using today. And then this is cut kind of funny because I wanted to be able to get the most candy canes out of the sheet of paper. And on the back side, again, just some more great patterns that work well with our gnomes. So for today's project, you are going to need a strip of paper that is like 1 7/8 by 11 inches. You're going to need a square that is 3 15/16 squared. You are going to need 2 pieces of designer series paper that measure 1 7/8 by 3 7/8, and then 2 small ones that measure 7/8 by 1 7/8. And today's project, I am going to get our cutting done right off the start here. So I'm using Blushing Bride with the shape that makes the gnome's nose, and I'm using washi tape so that I can hold them in place. This is the beard on white paper, and then I'm going to use this pattern of Sweet Sorbet for the hat. So I'm going to bring in my mini cut and emboss machine, which all 3 of these will fit right on. And we're going to make our sandwich. And I use the washi tape because it lets me not worry that my dies are going to move and that they're going to stay centered. Okay, then put the top on your sandwich, and then we're going to feed it through. Oops, see, it tends to move. Okay, and I'm going to apologize, but the screen is going to move a little bit. I got to do it with my right hand. There we go. Once it catches, it's very easy to go through. I'm going very slow just because I'm trying to minimize the table from shaking. Okay. Okay, next I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And if you are unsure what 15/16 of an inch looks like, at least on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, you can also Google it and see like an inch mark and it details out. So for 3 15/16, it's literally like the hairline that's right before 4 inches. So there's actually 16 marks between an inch, and that last one is 15. With this square piece, I am going to use my 1 inch mark that's over here because then I can keep my hand on the paper. And the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, it took me, I don't know, 20 years before I invested in the Stampin' Up! Brand. Don't know why. But it has a cutting blade and a scoring blade on the same machine track. So if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, I swear it is literally the best, and I kick myself. It took me a little bit to get used to it, but now that I am like used to it, I don't think I could use my old paper cutter. And then for this piece, like I said, it's 1 7/8 by 11. I'm going to score it at 4.5. And then I got this extends, which is great, but my desk is very tiny, so this is a little bit more challenging. Okay, now we can get that out of the way. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of cutting to make the bottom of our box. So on these slits, you're going to cut up to your score mark, and then you're just going to angle cut. This helps take away some of the bulk when we're trying to assemble our box. I love the reels that everybody is doing, and I haven't learned how to do it, but like there are times where like I want more instruction. So I haven't learned how to do a reel because it's technology and not a fan of technology. But like with this, I feel like you can fast forward if you don't know how to do this. Or if, I'm sorry, if you already know how to do this, you can skip ahead. You know how to make a box. The other thing I would kindly ask that you could do is if you could like my channel, subscribe to my channel, help me with all of those YouTube algorithms. Okay, I like to use liquid glue when I'm assembling a box. Some people like to use score tape or tear and tape. Use whatever you think is sturdy and good. And I do 2 ends at a time. And with liquid glue, you just kind of have to like hold it for an extra second to make sure that it starts to dry. It dries very quickly, sometimes too quick. And I'm just holding it for an extra second. So you can see our box is starting to come together, and then we're putting glue on these inner tabs. And again, I'm just going to hold it for an extra second. And you can see our box is starting to come together. Now, because of the way we scored this, this creates the holder for our box, which I'm actually going to go this way. These are where my sides come in, so to give it extra like reinforcement, which you could put glue if you wanted to. I just found by putting glue on the bottom here, it was enough to kind of hold it in place. Again, it's just going to be holding a K-cup and a chocolate, so. And then I'm going to let that sit for a minute, and we're going to put together our gnome. So we got our hat, our little nose. For the nose, if you look on the outline here, you'll see it's exactly where his nose needs to be. Just going to put a little bit of glue. Stick the nose on there. And then for the hat, I found the easiest thing to do is to use some mini glue dots. And I put it right in this bottom corner of the hat. And then you'll see that those perfectly sit right on top of his beard. How cute is he? He's cute, but we're going to make him even cuter. So I was at Dollar Tree today, and I was so excited to find these. I wish I could just get the small ones, but I'll find something to do with the other ones. But this little pom-pom is adorable for the top of his hat. How cute. Here, let's put him over here. See how cute he is? Oh my goodness. All right, now to decorate our box, I'm going to put a little bit of glue over here. And this is where these little strips come into play. And again, if you had to make a ton of these, like to give them to, you know, 50 coworkers, I probably would not worry about putting paper on the sides of the box here, because nobody's really gonna see it. Now, a couple years ago, we had these awesome scallop tag toppers, tag punches, I forget the name of it, and Stampin' Up got rid of them, but I hold on to my punches. And I'm really sad that they got rid of them. So I did find a workaround, but what I'm going to do is I want to first put on my designer series paper. I learned from making the first one that when using the scallop punch, my paper needs to be one size. And then when using my makeshift version, I needed a different length. So we're going to get these on here now. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. Okay, so we sell this punch, which I forget the name of it. Let me look it up real quick. It's part of the July to December catalog. It is called the Handmade Tag Punch. So it makes this great square, but it also kind of has like a scallopy edge to it. So you can't put your paper in this way or it's going to be reverse. So if you feed your paper in this way, it's a little bit awkward and difficult. I'm not going to lie. So that's why when I'm making these for the craft fair, I will be using my retired piece. Okay, there we go. We got it in. So I'm looking at the top here. I want to make sure that that top goes just a hair in. And then I want to make sure that it's even from side to side. And then when I think I have it about right, okay, so it's kind of, I feel like I cut my paper wrong. I'm struggling a little bit today. Yeah, I only made it 3 inches, not 3 3/4. Okay, so I goofed up on that. Let's see if it looks okay in the end. All right, my other little piece is stuck in there. Let's see if I can push it out. Okay, so again, I'm making sure that at the top it's over the edge and that I'm kind of even on side to side here. And then punch. I don't think that that actually looks that bad. Okay. Now, if you need a hole punch, this punch we still sell and you can do it. I have a handheld punch and that's what I'm going to use because I feel like I have better control over where it goes. You could use a round one too. You don't have to use, it's a little crooked, but it'll be okay. All right, so for my K-cups, you obviously can get any ones. I got ones that were Christmas. And then we got our fancy little chocolates. And I know I probably shouldn't put a glue dot on the top of this, but I did because I need it to stay. And I'm just using a mini one. I'm hoping it doesn't mess up somebody's K-cup machine. You could always not put the chocolate, but I felt like I needed the little chocolate. Or you could maybe get one of those Ghirardelli chocolate squares and it could just kind of tuck in on the side here. All right, then at Dollar Tree again today, I found this awesome tool and it's like speckled and I love it. So I'm just going to take about 2 inches. And then I am going to use, we can use white baker's twine, or I had earlier the sweet sorbet and I think I've lost it. That's what happens when I craft. So I'm going to take 2 pieces that are about 12 inches long. Might be a little bit longer than what I need, but it's better to have it longer than too short. And then I'm going to use a jingle bell. You guys would laugh. Maybe you wouldn't. I think many of you who know me know that like I hoard ribbon. I hoard apparently jingle bells. When I moved my craft room upstairs, I had to like go through stuff and like I realized I had like packages and packages of bells in like all different places that I had used for different projects. So I'm weaving my tool through here. So when you start to like combine stuff, you realize that like A, you have a problem, and B, you've got too much stuff. Okay, so that's just kind of like centered a little bit. I'm going to end up trimming this. And because this punch is so tiny, it like stays. I don't have to worry about it falling very loose. And again, you could use regular ribbon, but I thought this speckled stuff was kind of pretty. Okay, so then I'm going to tie a knot. And then I'm going to try to get a jingle bell on here. Did I get it through, or am I missing one little? Yep. All right, let me try cutting this so that they're the same. Okay. So then you just want to string that all the way to the end, and then I tie another knot. And that way it goes right in the middle. And then tie your bow. Those loops are a little too wide. Okay. And I also, you know what, I think I'm going to use the Story of Sweet Sorbet. I guess I'll use Pool Party. I had a piece within reach. So this is Sweet Sorbet or Pool Party. I'm not sure which I'm going to like better. I wish my paper went higher. But you know what? Maybe I'll just put my gnome. That's what I might do to kind of minimize the so just putting a little bit of adhesive. Although, you know what? I probably should have put my I could have put a sentiment up there. Oh, I don't know. I am going to use dimensionals, I think, to put my gnome on. Okay. So again, if you guys would love, if you would subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment. You could even kind of go to the side. And then one more thing that I think I might do. I'm going to do it with the Pool Party. Okay, I lied. I need my paper trimmer to cut a little sentiment strip. And I know this piece isn't straight right here. Some people are really good cutting straight lines with scissors. I'm not one of those people. All right, and then we'll use Sweet Sorbet, and I'm using, this is, I think it's Warm Wishes from the Gnomes set. Oh, upside down. Let's hopefully I can get this straight. And then let's see if it's I think I need a new blade on my trimmer. I've been doing a lot of cutting. Getting ready for my one and only craft fair next weekend. Okay, so I'm putting that on there. I know this looks silly, but I'm going to let it sit for a minute, and then I'm just going to trim it while it's on so I know the exact measurement. flip it upside down. There we, ooh, my little thingy. Gotta leave him standing straight up. So yeah, I'm not sure which one I like better. I think they both ended up pretty cute. Oh, I wanted to trim this a little bit. Sometimes if it's too long, just... So there you have it. Cute little K-cup treats for some special people. So let me know in the comments if you like these or not. There's so much you could do. If you don't like gnomes, you could definitely use, even just putting a sentiment on the circle would honestly be enough. Or even like a die cut Christmas tree maybe. Lots of different things that you could do. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.